Man, so Wednesday's a killer? And she goes after bad people?
What the fuck is going on today?
Alright, but if I see one piece of shrink wrap, I'm out of here. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing another video for today, this one's going to be doing another review for a pilot of a series. This is one of the most popular series there ever has been, honestly. I've never seen anything like this besides a few on Netflix that has had this amount of demand and this much support. We are reviewing the pilot of the famous series Wednesday. So, this is Season 1, Episode 1. Now,
fuck no.
A little bit of history for my kind of experience on this, if anybody is new to the channel and you're discovering the channel for the first time, or if you are back on the channel and you've seen this series and you want to hear my thoughts. I watched this pilot a few years ago, and because I was hearing the buzz about the show when it first started, right? So I watched it a few years ago, and it was just not working for me. I got through 3 episodes, and I just couldn't bear it. It just, something about it, it didn't work, you know what I mean? But I didn't necessarily talk about it because I knew, I was like, okay, this is the hot show right now, everybody loves the show, I'm not going to come in here and, bash on it because obviously, a lot of people love it, and I was like, okay, the review's just not going to get anywhere, I'm going to steer clear from this, okay? Well, Season 2 has come back around, and the popularity of this show has grown again. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a second chance after a few years, see if my mind can maybe gravitate towards what this is a little bit more, and maybe try to understand the popularity of this show. Well, I rewatched it yesterday. I rewatched it with a few buddies of mine. That was probably the first mistake I made, as I watched it solo the first time. I watched it with 2 buddies of mine yesterday, and I was like, alright, are we gonna like this? And we sat down, and we both were in very much agreement that it is simply just a very strange, odd, very cringeworthy pilot. That's what it is. There are good elements. There are things I liked. But overall, I found it was very just strange, Now, I have to be honest, okay? I'm not familiar that much with the Addams Family. I know some of it, but I don't know everything about it. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly your number one person to be educated on this, Well, actually, maybe I am. Maybe I need to be more educated on it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, the story follows a character of Wednesday Addams, basically is her name, and she is played by Jenna Ortega, who I do like Jenna Ortega. I think Jenna Ortega is a really great actress, and this is what she's known for in particular, you know what I mean? And one of the first scenes we see of this show is her literally killing people, you know what I mean, in this, pool or whatever, and she's like, no one, hurts my brother, and this and that, and I was like, okay, damn, it's brutal, I will say. It is a brutal show. It is a brutal opening scene, I like the opening sequence. I like the overall credits. It looks nice. I do like it. And then basically after the intro, she's taken to this school that she's basically going to. You have this woman that kind of takes her in, and she's going to this school, which she is deranged as hell. I mean, she kills people 24/7. She's got these wide eyes, I'm Wednesday Addams. I'm Wednesday Addams, she's crazy, you know what I mean? Her parents drop her off. Her parents won't stop smooching. I was like, okay, anyway, let's just get to the damn point. She gets in there, and then basically you've got this roomie that she's staying with named Enid. Now, Enid's a ball of fun. I mean, she's 24/7 sitting there like, hi, roomie, how you doing? And I was just like, Jesus, okay. So, again, it's not my tone of show, it's the best way I could put it. But I was trying to get into it. I was like, all right, let's see what the story's got, though, And, yeah, the episode just continued to just not work. Now, there were a few scenes I liked. I liked the training scene where she, got cut a little bit, and she actually got injured there briefly, got a cut. I kind of liked that. I liked how it showed that she could, she can get hurt. She's not unstoppable, you know what I mean? We've got her going to, counseling. We've got her going to, all these different things, you know what I mean? And, yeah, it's strange, you've got, this cop that's kind of investigating Wednesday, saying, listen, I'm watching you, you know what I mean? I know what you're up to, I know what you really are. And Wednesday doesn't seem to be really fazed by this, And we have the I guess what would it be, like the dean, you know what I mean, of this place, or like the whatever you call them, the principal, which is played by the actress that plays Brianna Tarth on Game of Thrones. So I'm familiar with her as well too, and I was kind of surprised to see her here. She's kind of over the top though. I don't really have any thoughts on her character really so far. And I don't know, it was strange. I mean, you know, it was just weird. Like, she would kind of go up to people, she'd have, like, these wide eyes, you know, and she'd kind of kick, like, these people's asses. She knocks, like, 3 men down on the ground. These, like, pretty big dudes. I was like, sure, that would happen, sure. You know? Can somebody help me? Is there, like, superhero elements to this or something? Because I'm trying to understand it. I really am. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this, but, like, I kind of want to watch the next episode just to see if I would like it a little bit better. But I don't think it's going to change. But anyway, you know, we've got that. We've got, you know, her playing the violin at the end. You've got the one guy that kind of comes after her and stuff like that. They kind of fight. It's, you know, it's this and this. It's all right. The visuals of the show, I think, are really good. You know, the visuals, I think, are really good so far. I do like how it visually looks. I think the music is fine for what it is. I'm just having a hard time with the story and the characters. Nobody's really gripping to me so far. Everybody just kind of feels like a stale cracker, you know what I mean? Which, that's not really a good thing, you know? So, I don't know. It's strange, you know what I mean? Because I do think there is a small charm to it, you know what I mean? I can kind of see where people would like this. I just don't know necessarily if it's going to be for me, you know what I mean? So it's not a guarantee I'm going to continue with it. Genuinely, it's not. I just figured I would, because I watched it yesterday with a few buddies of mine, right? So I'm not going to not review it, you know what I'm saying? I want to get some thoughts out there, whether or not it works for me or if it doesn't work for me. Right now, it doesn't work for me, you know? So I'm just going to be honest about that. It does not work for me personally. But again, I know this is a famous show. I know everybody loves this. You know, y'all know me. I'm always honest. It didn't work for me that much. There were a few things I didn't mind, like the hand. You know, that was kind of funny, I guess. And then it kind of flicked the guy off. I found that kind of funny. But like. And I know it's supposed to be funny, but I even had a hard time laughing with it. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard to get to that point, too. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, the best thing about this show, without a shadow of a doubt, is Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega is a great actress. I've seen her in a few things. She's very good at what she does. She's good at playing that, you know, innocent role. I've also seen her play some dark roles, and this one probably being the darkest role she's had. So... in general, I would just say, listen, if you're into weird shit, you know, if you're into crazy stuff, you're probably going to enjoy this. Honestly, you may enjoy this episode. You may enjoy this show overall. I'm going to try a couple episodes, but if you don't see another review from me, you probably are going to understand why, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I watched it yesterday with my buddies. We all were like, okay. You know, it wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it. It simply isn't my thing, if that makes any sense, you know. But again, I'm going to try a few episodes out. I'm going to see how I feel about it if I watch a few more episodes and then kind of see where my thoughts are at by then. You know what I mean? It's definitely not going to be a show I do individual reviews for, though. I would probably do a season review, you know, if I managed to finish season 1. That's probably what I would end up doing. But I wanted to get a pilot review out there just to kind of give you all an idea of kind of my experience of it so far. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I give it a 4 out of 10. It's below average for damn sure for me. But again, there is minor charm to it, so that's why I still give it that 4. I think Jenna does a good job, and I do think the visuals are good and the music's good. I do think overall there's some good choreography. There is definitely things going for it, but I just don't know story-wise what it's doing. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at with this show. I'll probably check out the rest of Season 1. Maybe. If I get through all of Season 1, I'll talk about Season 1 in a different video. I will not be reviewing the episodes individually. It's just not that kind of show. Unless I come back to y'all and I say, oh my god, each episode's incredible, you know, then maybe I will. But unless I do that, no, it's going to be one of those Netflix shows that I'll probably just do a season review for at most, you know what I mean? I know that Season 2 is out right now, so We'll see what ends up happening, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't promise I'm going to stick with it, but I do want to know what the fuss is about because I keep hearing about it 24/7. And when you hear about a show that much and you're a content reviewer and you're a TV show reviewer like myself, you want to give things a fair shake, you know what I mean? And I've enjoyed the Netflix titles up to this point, you know, the big ones like Stranger Things, and Squid Game, you know, and Cobra Kai. These are all shows that are absolutely phenomenal. In particular, Cobra Kai, right? Near and dear to my heart, that one, because I am familiar with the movies, you know? I'm not familiar with any of the previous content of the Addams Family, besides a few little things here and there that I do know about them. So maybe it's because I don't have as much history with it. Definitely possible. That's why I'm not going to judge it too hard and say, oh, this sucks, you know? No, it doesn't suck. For me, it's not gripping for me. I see elements of why people would like it, but it's not, you know, it's not my thing. So I'm going to go 4 out of 10. I know that's probably a low rating for some people. Let me know. Does the show get better? Do you think the show would be something that I would like? Do y'all think that this is something I should try to watch a few more episodes and kind of see where I'm at, you know what I mean? Or do you think, no, like, do you think it's probably not a good idea? So, let me know. If you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. And if you don't miss any of the videos, make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.